Today, we just have to take a look at Nvidia and AMD. Those two stocks have been going crazy lately, everybody's printing money, and there will be even more interesting trading opportunities going into 2024 and the beginning of 2025. Yes, I know this is a long time horizon, but as you all know, I'm only trading the higher time frames. I'm not looking at technical indicators, I'm not looking at fundamentals, and I'm also not looking at news, because the chart is everything which you have to know in order to trade. Let's actually start with Nvidia, and oh boy, we had earnings coming out this week and Nvidia just pumped another 16% towards the upside. But as you all know, I'm not looking at the daily, I'm not looking at the 4-hour time frame, I'm not looking at the 1-minute time frame, I'm looking at the monthly time frame. You have better setups, you have a higher chance of your setups playing out, and technical analysis is just pretty simple and straightforward. What you can see here on Nvidia is a chart which looks crazy. I'm looking at the logarithmic chart, but if you're actually looking at the regular chart, you can see that this just looks like a candle. It has been going straight up, and if we're measuring this previous move, you can see this was a rally of 600% after we already saw another rally before that of almost 1000%. I mean, it's just insane, this stock. But was this rally unexpected? Absolutely not, because there is one major pattern on the monthly time frame which I'm looking at. It's pretty simple and straightforward because it's a simple ascending channel. We do have resistance at this upper red line, and always when Nvidia touched this red line, we saw a rejection towards the downside, pretty simple and straightforward. And on the other side, we do have a parallel bullish support trend line, and always when Nvidia touched this support trend line, we had a rejection towards the upside. The last time we had a touch was in October of 2022. We also had a retest of the previous support, bullish confirmation on the smaller time frames. So this rally was quite expected. Although this was a rally of 550%, it was quite expected considering that we retested a confluence of support, and we also capitalized on this first move inside of the elite program. Right now, you can see that Nvidia is approaching the upper resistance of the channel. We are approaching resistance, so what you do, if you're in a long position, you close out partial profits. If you're not in a long position, you can short, but I would not recommend that you go short. First of all, we do not have any bearish confirmation on the smaller time frames, and second of all, you do not want to get short if the market is sitting at a new all-time high, and yesterday Nvidia created a new all-time high, because this is still a sign of strength. And of course, you do not want to short a bullish market. You want to get short if we do have bearish market structure, but so far on the smaller time frames, nothing is bearish yet. What I'm now waiting for is simply a correction back to the previous all-time high, or maybe this resistance, which was at this psychological $400 level. If we get the retracement, then as you all know, previous resistance will be turned support. I'm then waiting for bullish confirmation inside of this area, and then I will simply look for continuation plays towards the upside. You can furthermore see that on Nvidia we always have those cycles where we have a pump followed by a correction, then again another pump followed by a correction, and again another pump followed by a correction. If you want to get short, I would personally wait for bearish confirmation on the smaller time frames, but inside of the elite program we are not going to short Nvidia, because it's just too bullish, and maybe we do have an exaggeration and we will just see another move of plus 50% towards the upside. I mean, who knows? Basically waiting for a retest of the previous all-time high and then a simple continuation play towards the upside. Let's take a look at the little brother AMD. As I mentioned, Nvidia pumped 15% after earnings, AMD also pumped 10%. They did not announce earnings, but Nvidia announced earnings, and then of course if earnings on Nvidia are bullish, most of the time all those other semiconductor stocks like AMD, they will also pump. Situation on AMD on the monthly time frame is again pretty simple. You can see that we just had a triangle breakout on Nvidia. This was a simple ascending triangle because we created higher lows. We had a low, we had another higher low, and we had a third higher low. We had this horizontal resistance level at this $125 area, and then the moment AMD closed on the monthly time frame above this level, we had another rally of 25% towards the upside, AMD is not as strong as Nvidia, but it's still massively bullish and sitting at an all-time high. I would not go ahead and short now. I would not go ahead and go long because you cannot properly manage your risk. But what I would simply wait for, kind of almost the same setup as on Nvidia, I would wait for a pullback to retest this previous structure. Then basic principle, previous resistance will be turned support. Then inside of the elite program, we will be looking for bullish confirmation on the smaller time frames. And then we will be looking for a bullish continuation setup, simply targeting new all-time highs. If I had to choose one setup, and you can always do this methodology, you can just go ahead and take a ratio chart. So Nvidia traded against AMD. So you just type in Nvidia/AMD and hit enter. And then you can see that this is in an overall bullish trend. The overall trend is towards the upside, which means that AMD is just the better stock. Actually, Nvidia is the better stock because Nvidia outperforms AMD. Always when this ratio chart moves towards the upside, you have an outperformance of Nvidia against AMD. And you can see we just had an impulse, a correction, and now we might see the next crazy impulse towards the upside, which then means that Nvidia will outperform AMD. So if I had to choose one setup, I would just focus on Nvidia, waiting for the pullback, the bullish confirmation, and then the continuation towards the upside. I know this is pretty simple, it's just the higher time frames, it's a naked chart, and it's just technical analysis, but it works. It has been working for the past 4 years. It works for all the people who are part of the elite program, period. We are making money, everybody's making money, everybody is happy. If you want to follow along with all the trades I take on a day-to-day basis, you can just go ahead and click the first link in the description, basictrading.net, and then join the Elite Trader program. Of course, you do get lifetime access because only this ensures that you can keep your long-term vision, that you can stay in the trading game long-term. And you can also sign up for my free trading newsletter. I will keep you updated regarding AMD and Nvidia also there. As always, if you have any questions regarding setups, if you have any suggestions for trades, for assets which I should analyze next week, leave them in the comment section down below. And do not forget to keep your long-term vision.